live at the second attempt. I think my phone got a bit confused over the orientation of the screen for the first one. Went a bit haywire. So trying again. Out on my usual Monday recovery run. Going to have a bit of a chat about how things went last week with the training for the sub 25k. What I've got lined up for next week, and how the body's doing, and the mind and spirit at this point in the training as we start week 3 of the plan. So last week the interval session went really well, so really pleased with that aspect of it. I wore the carbon plated shoes for the first time, and they really seem to suit the workout, so they're my favourite shoes at the moment. Whereas the long run with the effort in the middle, I just wore some Hoka Clifton 8s with a few 100 kilometres on them. Obviously didn't have quite the same spring. I think I overdid the warm-up, so the effort section was really tough. Couldn't keep up with the expected paces, and yeah, it just about wiped me out. And then for some reason I did the cool downs at a much higher pace and harder effort than I should have done as well. So the average pace for the entire session, which was 60 minutes easy and 20 minutes of effort, was 5:11 per kilometre, which seems way too fast. The vast majority of it should have been at easy pace. Though my heart rate monitor and Garmin were telling me I was in zone 1 or 2 most of the time, so I was a little bit confused about that. But yeah, I've got some work to do to make those long run efforts doable without feeling like I'm breaking myself, and actually achieving the target pace, which I didn't manage this time around. So that's something to work on as an improvement for this week. So yeah, other than that, last week went well. We got the full 54 kilometres done that was planned for week 2, and of course in week 3 it's going to ramp up even more. Might only be a couple of extra kilometres total volume, but the sessions are going to be harder this week. On the interval day, I've actually got to run a total of 6 kilometres of work split into intervals, faster than my current 5k PB. So again, it's 6 kilometres faster than my 5k PB. So with only a minute of walking in between the reps, that's going to be a pretty decent workout. Hopefully I can manage that. But it's the long run efforts I'm dreading again next week. 20 minutes of warm up. I need to take that really, really easy this time. Ignore what my watch is telling me, where it's pinging to say I haven't even got into zone 2 yet, but my breathing tells me otherwise. And then just see if I can manage the pace, 4:25 per kilometre for a solid 25 minutes. I couldn't even do it for 20 minutes last week. So yeah, that's the one most tricky part of the plan at the moment that I need to focus on. Right, this is meant to be zone 1 as well. What we at? 136 heart rate. Hi Rato, good on you mate. Glad to see you here. Mind the squeaky gate. They're all squeaky around here, it seems. So let me get my notes out so I don't ramble too much, more than necessary. So yeah, the actual interval session I've got lined up for Wednesday this week is 4 by 1.5 kilometres. So that's hopefully doable. Hey up Paul, alright mate. The messages disappear off screen a bit quickly, so I don't always get to read them. So going on to how the body's doing. Recovery first. Still tracking my sleep, still doing pretty well. Garmin gave me one of those awards you get for getting more than 75 sleep score for 7 days on the trot, so I think that's a good sign. I was out at 7 o'clock on Sunday morning for the long run, so I think that ate into my sleep time a little bit, but I've been having one or two of those old man dad naps on the sofa over the last few days, just nodding off while I'm watching a program and then waking up with a different program on and wondering what's happened. So I think that's my attempt to catch up. Also monitoring the body battery that Garmin gives you. That's been doing reasonably well, getting up into the 90s, even 100 sometimes, and not much lower than that on the less good days. Mood is the next point to talk about. That's a tricky one at the moment. Confidence took a bit of a hit with last week's long run effort day, when I got nowhere near the target effort for the majority of it. So that makes you start wondering, if I can't do 20 minutes at a 4:25 pace, how far away am I from doing 20 minutes at a 4-minute pace in 8 weeks' time? So yeah, obviously I realise you've got 8 weeks to train and should improve as we go along. There's a mini taper at the end, so sure I'll get a lot closer by race day. Bear with. Hiya. So yeah, the other question that sprang to mind. Yeah, thanks Rachel, I'll get it. Some encouragement is always welcomed. Some confidence boosting. I took some confidence from the poll that I put out on my channel recently, asking people what they thought I might be able to achieve by the end of the plan, and asked them to be honest, so they weren't just all saying yeah, sub 20 no problem, just to give me some encouragement, which I do appreciate, of course. And there were a wide variety of responses, so yeah, giving me an idea of where people think I might be at the moment. Hiya. But the other thing is, towards the end of my long runs recently, my left knee's just been feeling a little bit odd, not really hurting, just a bit tight more than anything, and it clears up 10 minutes after the run, almost as soon as I stop running really. So I'm not overly concerned, but it is something that's happened a couple of times now. Zone 1. Hiya. Just reached the top of zone 1 now, uphill this bit. So yeah, need to keep an eye on the knee, and after some of the strength work I've been doing, the Achilles and lower calves have been a bit tight. Have I seen how long I can hold 4-minute kilometers at the moment? I haven't actually. What I'm doing is trusting the plan. It's tempting to test myself, but I don't want to throw a test in the middle of training, which isn't part of the plan, and then, you know, scupper the intentions of the plan by doing that. So at this point, I'm in the dark when it comes to my true potential right now, and that's what I intend to do for the full 10 weeks. Don't go testing myself, you know, like people who do a fast 20-mile run a couple of weeks before the marathon just to give themselves the confidence that they can actually do it on the day, and then have to dig themselves out of that recovery hole. I know it's not quite the same with the shorter distance, but on a lower scale it's the same effect, just overdoing things to give you confidence, as opposed to working through the training and letting the fitness and speed come to you gradually. So yeah, I'm trusting the plan. We'll find out whether it works at the end of it all, and that'll give me some solid data on how well it works, whether to try it again, and whether it needs any modifications next time. It'll also be a bit of a surprise how it all turns out. So one thing that did go through my mind a few times while I was doing the hard effort in the middle of the last long run is whether I should be easing off even more. I clearly couldn't hit the pace for the amount stated, and the guidance from Lee Grantham, who's given me all the inspiration for the plan from his YouTube channel, is not to dig yourself into too big a hole. Do what you're capable of whilst working hard, but not digging yourself into a big hole, so you can recover. And I was just wondering, should I be easing off? Should I be breathing like a steam train for a full 20 minutes, doing a pace that's actually really hard to sustain? Or should I be just backing off a little bit and giving myself a chance to do what I'm capable of and recover? So all things to mull over. What else have we got here? So yeah, that's the mood covered. Niggles. So at the moment, I've mentioned the knee. Left knee gets a bit tight towards the end of a long run, clears up almost instantly when I stop. And yeah, some exercises I'm doing where I'm trying to improve ankle mobility and dynamically stretching the lower calf and the Achilles does leave that area a little bit sensitive. It just feels like DOMS, really. Fairly mild DOMS that just lingers for a couple of days afterwards. So just monitoring that for now, really. Not overly concerned, but I'll make sure I don't overdo it with those exercises. And before I drop into the hill where the signal disappears, I'll give you my thoughts on these live streams. I think this is my 4th one now, and I'm not sure whether to continue them, in all honesty. Not sure how much value they add to the channel from a viewer perspective. From a YouTuber perspective, you get some extra views and some extra watch hours, but that's not what it's all about. I'm just chatting about stuff, the majority of which is going to be on the vlog that goes live tonight. I haven't got the time on my watch, or everything but, as usual, 5 PM British summer time, that week 2 vlog goes live, and a lot of the stuff I've been chatting about I mention on there. So whether the live is actually adding any more value, I'm not sure at this point. I'll mull it over, and it's just one more thing for me to think about when I'm coming out on these recovery runs, and it's a bit harder to track your pace and your effort when you're chatting away with a phone in your hand. So yeah, I'll give it some thought, but if you've any opinions, let me know. But thanks very much for joining me today, and on any of the previous live streams. This video, once it's been saved, will pop up on the channel in a couple of days for anyone to catch up if they decide to. Otherwise, the week 2 vlog goes live any minute now if it's not already out there. So hopefully you can give that a watch, see how I got on, see what those runs were like. Oh, one more question, Techgeneer. Where will you do your sub 20 attempt? There's a local race which is around a park, so it's what you might call a tarmac surface, tiny bit of elevation, as in 8 meters per kilometre lap, total of about 40 meters elevation. So training not on the flat is probably going to help me out in that sense, to be specific for that race. I've done the race a couple of times before because it's a monthly event. I'll be doing the September one there, so looking forward to that. It's only £5 to take part in, so really good race, and I could in theory have another go the month after if I felt I needed to have another go at it. So yeah, that's going to be the event. There's a couple of races there on my channel if you wanted to have a look back at the only 2 5k races I've done. They were both at that location. So thanks again for joining me, guys. Hopefully speak to you soon. Hope your running is going well. Thanks very much. Cheers, Engineer. Bye bye.